Good morning, students. Today we will study about educational policy perspectives of India. Education was considered as a critical input in development to achieve the goals of social and economic development. From time to time, by government has been laying policy thrust based on the overall strategy of development planning in the country. Each policy reform inevitably affects some or all aspects related to the organization, content and control of higher education. One of the most significant policy on education in India was launched in 1986. It has the following features. Number 1, the essence and role of education. All-round development, a culturing role, manpower development, a unique investment. Feature number 2, national system of education. National system of education implies that up to a given level, all students, irrespective of caste, creed, location or sex, have access or to education of a comparable quality. Common educational structure. It envisages a common educational structure, that is 10 plus 2 plus 3, which was recommended by Kothari Commission. This structure has now been accepted in all parts of the country. Further breakup of first 10 years is made towards an elementary system comprising of 5 years of primary, 3 years of upper primary and 2 years of high school education. National curricular framework with a common core. The common scheme of studies suggested in the national curriculum framework are: number 1, one language at primary level and 3 languages at the upper primary and secondary level. Number 2, mathematics. Number 3, environmental studies, science and social sciences. Number 4, work experiences, SUPW, pre-vocational courses. Number 5, art education, and number 6, health and physical education. Equality of opportunity of education. To promote equality, it will be necessary to provide for equal opportunity to all, not only in access but also in the conditions for success. Minimum levels of learning. It is laid down for such stage of education to ensure a comparable standard of education. It also helps maintaining a reasonable standard of education throughout India. Understanding of cultural and social systems. To foster an understanding of diverse cultural and social system of India, the students will be encouraged to undertake the rediscovery of India, each in his own image and perception. Priorities of education reforms. The nation as a whole assumes the responsibility of providing research support for implementing programs of educational transformation, reducing disparities, universalization of elementary education, adult literacy, scientific and technological research, etc. Lifelong education. Lifelong education presupposes universal literacy. Opportunities will be provided to the youth, housewives and professionals to continue the education of their choice at their own pace. Strengthening of national institutions. The institutions of national importance like UGC, NCERT, NIEPA, AICTE, ICAR, IMC, etc. will be strengthened to enable them to give shape to national system of education and to cope with the emerging demands of the nation. Integrated planning will be undertaken among all these premier bodies so as to establish functional linkage. Feature number 3, education for equality. The NP in 86 lays special emphasis on the removal of disparities and to equalize educational opportunity by attending to the specific needs of those who have been deprived of so far. Education for women. The national system of education will play a positive role in the empowerment of women. Women's studies will be promoted as a part of various courses, and educational institutions will be encouraged to take up active programs to accelerate the pace of women's development. Major thrust will be placed upon women's participation in technical, vocational, and professional courses at different levels. Besides, their participation will be promoted in non-traditional occupations and emergent technologies. Education for scheduled castes. The measures include incentives to indigent family to send their birds to school regularly till they attain the age of 14. Introduction to pre-matric scholarship scheme from class 1 onwards. Constant micro-planning and verifications to ensure enrollment, retention, and successful completion of courses, together with provision of remedial courses to improve their prospects for further education and employment. Recruitments of teachers from scheduled castes. Provision of facilities for SC students in hostels at district headquarters according to a phased program. Location of school buildings, Valwadis, adult education centers, non-formal centers in such a way as to facilitate full participation of the scheduled caste. The utilization of NREP and RLEGP resources so as to make substantial educational facilities available to the scheduled caste. Constant innovation in the findings new methods to increase the participation of the scheduled caste in the education process. Education of scheduled tribes. The following measures are to be taken. The construction of school buildings will be undertaken in tribal areas on a priority basis under the normal funds for education as well as under the NREP, RLEGP and tribal welfare schemes. The need of devise the curricula and instructional materials in tribal languages at the initial stages with arrangements for switching over a regional language. Educated and promising scheduled tribes youth will be encouraged and trained to take teaching in tribal areas. Residential schools including ashram schools will be established on a large scale. Incentive schemes like scholarships in higher education including technical, professional and para-professional courses will be taken for the scheduled tribe, special remedial courses and other programs to remove psychosocial implements will be provided to improve their performance in various courses. Anganwadis, non-formal and adult education centers will be opened on a priority basis in areas predominantly dominated by scheduled tribes. The curriculum at all stages of education will be designed to create an awareness of the rich cultural identity to the tribes and their enormous creative talents. The education of backward sections and areas. Suitable incentives will be provided to all educationally backward sections of society living in rural areas. Remote and inaccessible areas will be provided adequate institutional infrastructure. The education of the handicapped. The following measures are to be taken. Whenever possible, education of children with locomotors, handicaps and other mild handicaps will be common with that of others. Provision of special schools with hostels as far as possible at district headquarters for the severely handicapped children. Adequate arrangements for vocational training to the disabled to enable them to live with confidence. Reorientation of teacher training program to deal with the special difficulties of the handicapped children. Voluntary efforts for the education of the disabled by the voluntary organizations. Adult and continuing education. the following measures are to be taken: strengthening the existing programs, keeping in view the national goals such as alleviation of poverty, national integration, environmental conservation, energization of cultural creativity of people, observance of small family norms, promotion of women's equality, etc. Ensuring mass literacy program. Regarding the implementation, the ways and means are as follows: setting of continuing education centers in rural areas, education of workers through their employers, trade unions and concerned agencies of government, providing books, libraries and reading rooms, using radio, TV and film as mass learning media, creation of learners groups organizations, designing program of distance learning, providing assistance in self learning, organizing vocational training, programs based on need and interest. Feature number 4: reorganization of education of different stages, early childhood care and education. A full integration of child care and pre-primary education will be brought about both as a feeder and a strengthening factor for primary education and for human resource development in general. Elementary education. The highest priority will be given to solve the problem of children dropping out of the schools. All children will be provided free and compulsory education up to 14 years of age. Child-centered approach. School timings and vocations will be adjusted to the convenience of children. The policy of non-detention and abolition of corporal punishment will be adopted. Essential facilities. Provision will be made for providing essential facilities in primary schools, including at least 2 reasonable all-weather large puka rooms and the necessary toys, blackboards, maps, charts, other necessary teaching learning materials. At least 2 teachers, one of them a woman, should work in every school, the number increasing as early as possible to 1 teacher per class. The sum total of all the aforesaid facilities, called Operation Blackboard, has been undertaken throughout the country as a part of the primary school improvement program. Secondary education. The broad aims will be to serve the objective of excellence coupled with a sense of equity and justice, to promote national integration by providing opportunities to learn and live together, to develop their full potential, to become catalyst of a nationwide program of a school improvement, to vocationalize education in India. Higher education. The policy spells out the following: autonomous colleges will be developed in large numbers. The creation of autonomous departments within universities on a selective basis will be given a fillip. The courses and programs of college education will be redesigned to meet the demands of specialization better. There would be given emphasis on linguistic competence and course combination. State level planning and coordination will be done through councils of higher education. The UGC and these councils will develop methods jointly to keep a watch on the standards. Admission will be regulated according to capacity. Methods of teaching will be supplemented by audio visual aids and electronic gadgets. Development of latest curricula and material, research and teacher orientation will receive close attention. For ensuring quality research, suitable steps will be taken by UGC for enhancing support services in the universities. Research in ideology, humanities and social sciences will receive adequate support. Setting up of national research facilities within the university system with proper management will be accorded top priority. A national body spanning higher education in general and sprawling over agricultural, medical, technical, legal and other professional fields in particular will be set up in the interest of greater coordination and consistency in policy. Open University system will be initiated in order to augment opportunities for higher education and an instrument of democratizing education. The new pattern of the rural university will be consolidated and developed on the lines of Gandhiji's thought of education. Feature number 5. Technical and management education. Technical manpower information system will be further developed and strengthened. Continuing education covering established as well as emerging technologies will be promoted. Programs of computers literacy will be organized on wide scale from the school age. Networking systems will have to be established between technical education and industry. As technical as management education is expensive, steps will be taken for cost effectiveness and promotion of excellence. Feature number 6. Making the system work. As the nation has placed unlimited trust in educational stream, the policy wants to make it work. For this, the strategy will consist of the following: a better deal to teachers with great accountability, provision of improved students services and insistence of observance of acceptable norms of behavior, provision of better facilities to institutions, creation of a system of performance appraisal of institutions according to standard and norms set at the national or state level. Feature number 7. Reorienting the content and process of education. The policy emphasizes the following: value education, availability of qualitative books and increase the reading habits, improvement of libraries, educational technology to be employed, work experience, education and environment. Consequences of environment must be created in schools and colleges. Mathematics teaching. It should be redesigned to bring it in line with modern technologies devices. Science education. It will be strengthened so as to develop in the child spirit of inquiry, creativity, objectivity and aesthetic sensibility. Sports and physical education. A nationwide infrastructure for physical education, sports and games will be built into the educational edifice. Available open space in urban areas will be reserved for playgrounds. Efforts will be made to introduce yoga in all schools and teacher training courses. Endogenous traditional games will be emphasized. The evaluation process and examination reform. The measures to be taken are as follows: the elimination of excessive elements of chance and subjectivity, the de-emphasis of memorization, continuous and comprehensive evaluation that incorporates both scholastic and non-scholastic aspects of education spread over the total span of instructional time, effective use of evaluation process by teachers, students and parents, improvement in the conduct of examination, the use of grades in place of marks. Feature number 8. The teacher and teachers education. The following recommendations are the made for the improvement of teachers' professional competency and their service conditions. The methods of recruitment of teacher will be reorganized to ensure merit, objectivity and conformity with spatial and functional recruitment. The pay and service conditions of teachers have to be improved to compensate with their social and professional responsibilities. Teachers Association must play a significant role in upholding professional integrity, enhancing the dignity to the teacher and curbing professional misconduct. National level associations of teachers could prepare a code of professional ethics for teachers and see its observation. Feature number 9. The management of education. The guiding consideration for overhauling the systems of planning and management of education will be as follows. Evolving a long-term planning and management perspective of education and its integration with the country's development and manpower needs. Decentralization and the creation of a spirit of autonomy from educational institutions, giving preeminence to people's involvement, including association of non-government agencies and voluntary efforts, inducting more women in planning and management of education, establishing the principle of accountability in relation to given objectives and norms. Feature number 10. Resources and review resources. The resources list under NPE as follows. Mobilization of donations, asking the beneficiary communities to maintain schools building and supplies of some consumables, raising fees at the higher level of education, effecting some savings by efficient use of facilities, asking the institutions involved with research and development of technical and scientific manpower to mobilize some funds by levying a cess of charge on the user agencies. Review. The implementation of various parameters by new policy must be reviewed every 5 years. Appraisal at short intervals will also be made to ascertain the progress to implementation and the trends emerging from time to time. Feature number 11. The future. It has been envisaged that notwithstanding the complexity of the future shape given our tradition, which has almost always put a high premium on intellectual and spiritual attainment, we are bound to succeed in achieving our objectives. Thank you.